What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I go by the name of DJ Odyssey. On today's video, I feel like breaking down a song that I just did. This is like my first song in January, the first song in 2025. I also feel like I'm just gonna have to release this one. So without wasting time, I'm gonna try and play it down for you so that you guys can hear what we're breaking down, and then from there we break it down. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that we can all grow, you know. If I grow, you grow. Let me play this for you so that you guys can hear what we actually are breaking down. Just gonna start it maybe just here and then just a few seconds of it. So I'm just gonna finish it right here. And then from there, we're just gonna break down, show you what happened, why I use some things, and why some things are the way they are, you know. So without wasting time, let's get down to business. You know, I'm gonna start it here with the drums. So I have a channel here, which is just drums, yeah. If you get into it like this, you realize that it's like this. So it's just a kick and a lot of toms. And what I picked up is that I was listening to actually a lot of Dlala Thukzin, and I realized like he uses a lot of toms when it comes to his Afro house or tech or whatever. So I was like, you know what, let me try out this thing of using a lot of toms. I know I use toms, but I don't use them too much. But on this one, I decided that I want to use a lot of toms first, make a drum loop with toms. So this is how the drum loop sounds. A kick, firstly being like this. Let me do this. First we have a kick that goes 1, 2, 3. You see, that's simple. And then now you have a tom coming in. Just goes like that. And you add in another tom. So different types of toms. And another one, and so you have a dope drum loop from this. So a very simple drum loop to give you the groove, and from there you can start adding other things that you feel like adding, right? So the next thing had to be using like a shaker loop, and we have something like this. Let's put it down here. So I'm using Afro House Universe 2 to actually make all of these, right? So all these shaker loops, they come from there. And then another shaker loop had to be brought into the picture. And then we have something like this. Now you can hear like the groove is moving, you know? And then, so that's how it looks, everything. As you can tell, the shakers, you don't want the shakers to be too loud because they occupy the higher frequencies. Make sure that you reduce them a little bit, because if you take them too high, they take over everything. So make sure that you take them down, because the higher frequencies are the loudest in any mix. So if you take them down a little bit, it helps you out most of the time, you know. And then now I had some heads here. So the head looks like this. And then I added a ride. This is how the ride looks. Sorry about this. This is the ride. Just comes in once. As you can see, let me do this so that you guys can see clearly. So it comes in every 2 bars like that. And then I added another right, which is just gonna go straight. And it goes like this. And then a rim shot. Yeah. So the rim shot is like this. And I have another rim shot here. Goes like this. So you're just adding more things into this song. And then you have this one here. It's a shaker. And then it looks like this. And I added a clap. And the clap is like this. You want the song to keep moving, you know, and then now you have a hit. So the hit also comes from a sample pack. It sounds like this. It's a very heavy hit. It's very nice for Afro tech and Afro house. And then now, so far, I'll just play the drums. They sound like this. Great. And you know, the simple things, a downshifter so it's 2 downshifters basically what I did, but the other one I reversed it, I guess. Reversed this one so that it can become an uplifter. Because I loved the way it was going down, so I decided, like, nah, let me make it go high, you know. So we have something like this, and this one. Dope. And now we get into a wood. It sounds like this alone. This is where I added some effects on this, you know. It's a fruity chorus, a phaser, and I just didn't do anything. It's just the way they are, and I added some reverb. And then you have, so I made the reverb decay not to be too much. It was just a little bit, so that it can be too much. You can put too much reverb, but it's not going to be too long, so it doesn't really affect too much of this thing, you know. It's not like if it was like this. See, this is too long, so I made it very short, like very short. So even if I increase the reverb, it still sounds dope, you know. So that's what I wanted, like just the feel where the reverb is there, but it doesn't take over, you know. So that's the first thing that we do. And now we have the drums, and they're sounding exactly like this. And it's dope. So now let's get into, I'll get into the bass first, because I want you to hear how it sounds basically, you know. And this bass goes like this. Let me put here. So basically the bass line with me now today, it was basically, the song was driven by the bass line. I wanted to use this type of a bass line, you know, like where I'm actually sliding everything, you know. So with this, make sure that you put these 2 things, you know, you click on these 2 things. When you put it down, it makes it glide down, you know. You have like a nice slide. You get it, right? More like what you do with the 808s in hip hop. And so this was a bass from GMS. It's just number 4, you know, the one that I like, analog bass number 4. And then that's the first thing I do. And then I got a bass guitar from Kepler, and then it has this as well. All right, from here we have this bass line from Nexus, but it's just the plug bass, and it sounds like this. So it comes around this part of the song, and then now with the drums and the bass line, you have something like this. Okay, dope. I'm just gonna pass the log drum. We're just gonna go to the chords and I'll come back to the log drum because it's in another part of the song. But for now, we're just gonna go to the chords. Let's make this video not too long. So now, I added Launch Lizard for the chords. I used the preset, which is like number 7 into this, and then it sounds like this. Let's get to this. And this is where the bass line actually comes from as well, because I started with the chords, and then I decided to add also a pad. This pad comes from Kepler. It's called Grinder Wave, and it sounds like this. So the whole concept about this whole thing as well was the fact that I played these ones here, like this. And then from here, I had to add just notes at the top, just to make it be a little bit different from just playing 3 notes, one bass sound and everything. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you just add some notes at the top. Sometimes you put notes as in melody notes, but that is more popular in hip hop. You played the chords at the bottom and then you put in like a melody fill at the top. So that's more popular in hip hop and other genres actually. But when it comes to this, I've always tried to play just the straight lines, and then from there I'll find like a nice melody myself to put at the top on another plugin. You'll get me. So everything here is just that I added some, let me show you some, like an EQ, cut off the highs and the lows. I didn't do too much automation on this track yet. I'm still coming to do that automation. When I release it, it's gonna have a lot of automations. So I didn't do a lot of automations. I just made sure that I cut off things that I wanna cut off, like on the Launch Lizard here as well. We have a couple of cutoffs, right? So we're just gonna put it like this now, and then we add in this melodic sound as well. It's from Hive. It's a plug. It's called Clean Super Plug. I think I use it a lot lately, and it sounds like this. It's just the root note and the fifth of it. Normally the fifth will be here. So it's a fifth because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the top, you know, like that, because you have this. It's a fifth, it's a seventh, it's a ninth, it's an 11th. So it will be like that. So you just figure that out. And then, so the fifth transposed going down like that. So that's how easy it is to do what I just did here. And then now let's get to other things. I added like a guitar here. So the guitar comes from Nexus. It's a nylon guitar, and it sounds like this. Remember, you have to cut off the low frequencies on almost anything that you're using, except for the bass line. You can still do that on the bass line because some frequencies you can hear, but they become muddy, they kill your sound. So make sure you destroy the low frequencies most of the time. It's very important you do that, you know. And then there's the guitar. And then I added another Nexus. This time it's a brass, staccato. Sounds dope. It sounds like this. As you can see, if you are aware of this as well, this is just the root note and the fifth. There's nothing hectic about making music, guys. And then you just add in some other notes there, and then you have some amazing music, you know. And so we're just gonna get to this part where I feel like there's something else here. It's Nexus, and then it's a choir. Sounds like this. Sounds like that. Very simple. And then now you go to contact. These are brushes. They sound like this. This is great. And what happens, the brushes, I haven't done anything yet. But normally I will cut off the low frequencies again, and then we'll keep going, you know. So now I have a vocal that I have in my sample pack. Maybe if I play it for you, you will realize how it sounds. This is the vocal. It's actually a long vocal loop. Sounds like this. But because I transposed it, okay, 600 cents, let's do this. This is how it actually sounds originally. So moved it to 600 notes because I wanted to keep it on the right scale. You know, this song is on G minor, this thing is on C sharp minor. So it takes 6 notes to G minor. Whether you're going down or up, it gets to that point. But I took the last part of the song, took the last part of the loop, and then this is how the last part sounds. You see like that, but I took that sound. So on this part of the song, it will sound more like. And that's dope, you know? So you just take that, add a lot of reverb, some EQ, and you're good with this, you know? That's how it looks there, you know? Some EQ and some reverb and delay. And then you have a very nice vocal chop, like you have a nice vox from just using one of the loops, you know? And then, because I didn't want to use my whole voice because it was going to be different because it's different keys. Sometimes even if you try to change the keys of the song or of the vocal, might not sound good, you know. But then you change it to create the vox, trust me, you are winning. And now, I added a log drum, yeah. Damn, it hits. So what's with the log drum is that I wanted to reduce some things on it. And then, so because it's like 3-step sound, I wanted to make sure that I add the log drum a little bit, even though it's not how they do it too much. I was gonna put maybe like a snare as well, but I decided not to put the snare at that part, you know. So it sounds like that. And since we already added everything onto the beat, I'll just open up everything so that you guys can hear how it sounds on the log drum again with everything, you know. It starts like this. Dope. So tell me if you don't want me to release this or not, man. Tell me, but I'm gonna release it anyway. So now I'm gonna play this whole thing until a certain part of the song, and I'll see you guys on my next tutorial. Don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us, all of us. So Happy New Year. It's a new year, more content is coming. We're teaching, we're vlogging, we're doing some mixes. Peace.